Hi, this is Psyking, and today I want to give you a little behind the scenes look at how a DCS campaign is developed, or at least how I do it. That doesn't mean that it's the best and only way. When it comes to mission design in DCS, I truly believe there are many roads that lead to Rome. And to be honest, my workflow isn't carved in stone either. Compared to my very first campaign Peacekeeper Lebanon, a lot has changed, both in terms of tools I use and how I approach mission design itself. But enough talking, let's get into it. Every campaign starts with an idea. Which module do I want to use? What is a scenario? And which map fits best? That usually leads to hours of aimless scrolling over empty DCS terrain, just thinking, could this region work? Are the distances good? Are there suitable airfields? Could I place a frontline here, and are there already existing targets on the map? And once all those questions are finally answered, I move over to Excel. That is where I start outlining the campaign. Beginning with a short scenario summary and a rough list of the missions and objectives I have in mind, based on the ideas from the map. This Excel file becomes the heart of the project. It also serves as a database for all voiceovers. Every line gets an ID, I assign voice actors and track the recording and editing status. The bulk of the work happens in the Mission Editor. At the beginning of each campaign, I try to create a kind of a template mission that I can use as a base. Over time, I also started building small Lua scripts to help automate parts to process and reduce repetitive work. For example, checking whether the player has taken off or landed, or whether a specific weapon has been fired. These kinds of mission events show up again and again, and it's way more efficient to handle them with the scripts instead of manually setting up the triggers each time. I also began to keep my triggers more organized. First I load all necessary scripts, then comes the player briefing, followed by mission relevant triggers, and separately I have so-called deco triggers for AI units, which are sometimes just kind of decoration for the mission, and finally in green the voice-over triggers. Depending on the mission's complexity, the trigger list can get very long. One of the key advantages of Lua scripting is reducing clutter in the trigger list, and that's definitely something I want to keep up optimizing in the future.
Engine's good, airspeed off the peg. 80 knots. There's 100.
Once the mission logic is done and all relevant elements are working, it's time to work on the briefing, graphics and documentation. This part takes more time than most people think. Especially for the Northern Defenders campaign, a lot of effort went into the illustrated and animated briefings. Up to now I was using Word and PowerPoint for this, but those tools are pretty limited when it comes to the design freedom. So I already started switching to more powerful tools like Photoshop. At the same time to the mission design and asset creation, voice-over production takes place. As soon as I receive recordings from the voice actors, I try to implement them right away, because only then does the mission truly come alive. I use Adobe Audition for audio editing. Each character has a preset that includes things like radio statics, clicks, or in-cockpit engine sounds. Once all lines for a mission or character are done, I export them as an OGG file for DCS, naming them based on the ID from the Excel list. When all the elements, missions, taskings, triggers, voice line, graphics are in place, the big testing phase begins. This can take a lot of time. You end up flying each mission over and over again, and every tiny change means, yep, another test run. Once the testing is mostly complete, I submit the campaign to ED for review. While waiting for approval, I continue polishing and tweaking things, and usually start production of the campaign trailer. And that's it. A quick look behind the curtain and how a single-player DCS campaign is made. I hope this gave you a better idea of what goes into a campaign like this, and why it often takes several months up to a year to complete one. For the future, I still want to improve my mission design skills, especially in Lua scripting, but also everything related with graphical elements, dialogues, and what I really want to learn is to create custom skins. So let's see what the future brings. If you've got any questions or feedback, feel free to drop them in the comment below. Thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more in the future.